In this video, my 1 month game dev challenge, we will create a loot system where we can drop some random weapons with a correct weight system to drop random rarities. So let's deep dive right into it. I created already some models off screen so that it's not too boring for you, that we have a bit of amount here. We have now 10 different weapons. Okay, actually it's 2 weapons still, the Scar and the Sniper. But you see I have different names here and the different weapon rarity, which is kind of interesting for our loot system. Yeah, so let's try to make it work kinda good. So I think that I want to move these models into the resources folder. There we go. Because then we can have something called item manager, for example, and pick all the items in here. So therefore I just create a new folder, call it items, and move the weapons in here. And now I just create also a new object calling it item manager. And I attach a new script to it calling it item manager. There we go. Cool. So this item manager is like every manager a singleton. So let's make it public static item manager instance. And in the awake function, we check if we have this already. And if not, it should be 0. There we go. That instance is equal to this. Nice. Okay. And in the start function, we want to load everything we got in our resources or items folder. I think I have it here calling it just private list weapon as O's, and this is just the weapon list. And we want to read all of these. So I think we can load these with resources.load all. Then the path, I think it should be in the resources folder now, items/weapons. And I want to load all of the kind were weapon SO. And I think this should work already. So let's see if the weapon list equals the resources loaded all is working. Nope. There is an error that says the string. Okay, it's an array. We need to oops, not to string, to list. We have to check this. And then I can say a debug log statement, something like loaded weapons. So then we just count these weapons, and then we can see if we could load 10 weapons. It should say that it loaded 10 weapons at the start of the game. So let's see. Loaded 0 weapons. Okay, I think this is a path problem. I think we need to check resources. Models items. Okay, that was my fault. I completely missed that one. So it's models, items, weapons. So let's give it another shot if this is working now after this little fix. And there we go. It says loaded 10 weapons. Nice. And now we have a pretty cool item manager where we can say, okay, please give me all weapons that I have. So therefore I just create a new public function. It is returning the list of weapons where I say get all weapons. And then I'll just easily return the weapon list. Nice. And with this one, we can also say, okay, give me some special weapons, give me some weapons with type, and so on and so forth. And I think we can do that already here. So I think the most important one is that we just get it by a rarity. So get all weapons by rarity, and then we just can pass in some rarity in there, and then filter it. So how do we filter that? With the link expression. So we choose the weapon list dot where, and then we can easily say where the weapon rarity equals this weapon rarity, and then we want to return it with a toList. Oh, it should be a double equal. So there we go. And then we just can return all of this. So now we can just return all the weapons by this rarity. This is pretty cool because I think the loot system should work the following: that we say, okay, we have a weight of each rarity, and then pick a random number. If the random number is higher than the rarity, then we subtract the weight of the lowest rarity, by the amount of the random number, and then we step down the next step and check if the next one is in the range, and therefore we can get the rarity stuff. So let's see if this is working. Let's see. There we go. Therefore we would need a loot system, or do we make a loot manager out of it? I think I just call it loot manager. Could also be a loot system and attach that to all chests, but maybe we later have some other kind of stuff. I think it's more modular to have a loot manager. So let's also create a loot manager, therefore. There we go. There it is. And then also, like every manager, we make it a single. So this is the loot manager instance. And then in the awake function, we check if this instance is 0. And if so, then we want to assign this script to the instance. Nice. Okay, so let's check where we get the rarity from. So we just call the rarity. So let's see, calculate weapon rarity to see what rarity we want to get. So therefore we would need all rarities in a list with some weights. How do we do that? It could be done within a dictionary, or we could make it a plain list, because we know we just have 5 of these values. But we also could do what is I think also a good idea, is to just go to our weapon SO and have some public enum weapon rarity chances, or weights is better, I think. Weight. And then we just copy these. And then we just say, okay, what are the chances you get something like that? It should add up to 1,000, I guess. Of course, it can add up to any number, but I think 1,000 is pretty cool. So let's just say that you get by 50% default weapon, 25% rare weapon, 12.5% a legendary weapon, and I think if you say, okay, the ultimate could be 100 or 10%, this adds up to 800, 975. I think this could be or let's say 5% is God mode and just 70 or 7.5% is ultimate. I think this will add up to 1,000, 125, 250, 500. Yeah, I think this could be working. Nice. So, how do we do that? Well, we might want to get all the values first we just declared. So we have the list of weapon rarity weight. Let's just call it weights. And then get these from our enum. How? I just get the values and I want these of the type I just created. So it's the weapon rarity weight. There we go. And then I want to cast it to the type we had here. Yeah, like this one. And the most important thing about this is that this list is sorted because we want to get the highest value at the first and then want to subtract it. Then it gets down deeper and deeper and deeper until the smallest value is there and gets selected and the user gets the most rare item. So we need to have this ordered, but ordered by descending in this case. So we want to just check the X value, so the current item, and we want to make it a list so we can iterate through it. Nice. And then we just go to the for each loop and check if this is working. But at first we can debug log this thing right here. Let's see if this is working as intended. All compile errors has been right. This should be a void for testing purposes, and we want to execute this function. So in this case, we just have to put this in the awake function, and then let's see if this is working. So let's see. So the first one's default, rare, legendary, ultimate, and then the god comes into place. This is pretty nice. So we know this is the correct order of how we want to have it. So we now want to get the random value. So we want to have the random.range or the unity engine.random.range. And what is the amount? Okay, we want to have the range between the weights and the total amount of the weights. So therefore we might want to use another link functionality called select, and then we want to select the value of that. But I think the X already is the value, and therefore we want it to be summed up. So how we do it, we want to just check or get the sum of that. So what is the error right here? Okay, this is not working, but then we can also have a loop in here calling these the integer random number, and then go with a for each loop all the way through these weights. So the weapon rarity weight, like this. I just could copy it from below, but it's okay. So the weight is added to the random number because I want to cast it to an integer. Okay, this should be 0. There we go. And this is not the random number. This is the total weight of this. But I think now when I think over it, it might also work if we just had casted it. So let's just have another one. I'm sorry, but I think this is also pretty useful to make it as small as possible. Yeah, there we go. Okay, nice. Then we have this random function here and the random number in this case, and we can delete everything right here. Pretty nice. A bit more cleaned up, I think. And we have this random number here. Okay, what about this whole stuff now? We want to check, okay, if the random number is smaller or equal this weight or int weight casted, then we should get the item. So this could be the return weight. And then we could there we go. And then we can easily check other other weights. So we just subtract the random number by the int weight. So, and this can be returned null because actually this is just the return default. I think this should be really clean. Yeah, and so with the ChatGPT, I really just said, hey, how can I convert this to this, the better without a dictionary or a map or something like this, and it just created me this weapon converter, and to be honest, I just use it. Fair enough. Yeah, so let's return the weapon rarity based on this. So we have the weapon rarity converter dot convert from weight, and there we go. There's the weight, and the same is just for that. Oh no, we can say just okay, we want to return the default, and I think this is pretty cool. And now we're just returning the weapon rarity based on our results. This is pretty cool. And we need this later. So let's go to our treasure, the world treasure chest. And there we have the execute action. And there we want to say, okay, we want to check if we can open this, and if so, then let's do it. So can be opened, or we do it with the state is open. So if it's not open, or better, if it's open, is open, then we just returning right away, and we do not want to have any kind of interaction with that. So we have the bool is open set to false. So, and if not, then it gets rotated, and then we want to check, okay, with the loot manager, what could be in this treasure. So let's calculate the weapon rarity. We could name it different, like I don't know, something like calculate randomness or get loot or something like that. But I think it's okay for the first approach. And then we get the weapon rarity, and then we pass this weapon rarity in the item manager, where we say get weapons by rarity. So this will get us all weapons that we can give out. So this is a world as a world. Why do I still always say world as possible weapons? Nevertheless, will be the outcome of that, and then we say, okay, just for debugging purposes, we loop through these weapons and just giving out the name what we could drop. So we just say debug.log with the weapon name. There we go. So let's see if this is working as I want. And I think for that case, I just duplicate some of these treasure chests. So here's one, and here's another, and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. So let's see what we can get. So let's open this one. We get the ultimate. Oh, nice. Ultimate sniper. We get the rare scar. We get the god sniper. We get the normal. Pretty good loot. Actually, now the normal stuff is there twice. And what about this? This is also the ultimate scar. Yeah, pretty good loot. I should check the values. They should be printed out because this kind of looks pretty good loot. So let's say debug.log random number. I think we should have this in mind. When we want to have a loot system. So now it is a 549. It's okay. This is a 658. Okay, this means that it's also pretty rare because it's bigger than the normal. Now it's also rare, I guess. Now it's just 375. Yeah, okay. This is down below. And this. Yeah, nice. This is working kind of good, I think. And now it comes down to spawn these weapons and assign these. I created some duplicates of the weapons as information, but not as prefabs. And the thing is that I might want to add a new functionality in here, calling it set weapon. Void set weapon information. And this could be interesting because this could break our whole idea of the doubled or bidirectional approach. But let's see if this is working. I can imagine this is working. But we have to try out. So let's see. We now have the possible weapons, and then we want to get a random weapon from that. Let's say this is I had a function calling it get random from list, but now I have to do it else. So we want to get a random number between unity engine.random dot range between 0 and the amount, the possible weapons amount count -1. There we go, -1. And then from that we want to say, okay, we want to spawn the prefab this weapon has. So let's get the weapon first. So this is the weapon is O, weapon to spawn, and there we go. This is the weapon we want to spawn, and then we want to just instantiate the weapon prefab. Yeah, so dot prefab, and this is the weapon prefab. Of course, we want to get the position here. This is not the matter right now. I just want to check if this is working, and I want to get the weapon world weapon component. This is pretty interesting. So we have this world weapon here, or I just call it by its name, world weapon. Now this is quaternion.identity. Nice, and now we got the world weapon, and this is now the most important part with our change in the system, that we set our weapon information to the weapon to spawn. And I think this this is one of the important stuff. We can delete this. This is not necessary. And now let's dive right into it and see which weapon it is that we can get out of these boxes. Maybe I could easily make the transform.position plus, I don't know, transform.forward times 2, something like this, that it's not directly into the treasure chest. And now we can check if this is working, and if this is working, we can add an amount of items that can be dropped, and then have our loot system completed. Let's see if we have it here. We have the ultimate scar. If we have this, we have a normal scar. If we have this normal scar, a rare scar, pretty nice, and then normal scar again, super cool. So this should be, I think this is left. I have to adjust the things again, but I think it's okay for this approach. And then we say, okay, we have the min items to drop, like 2, and then max is I don't know, 5, and then we get to the finish line, where we just loop through it for int I equals 0, and I is less than, and now it gets important again with the random dot range, min items to drop and max items to drop -1, and in there we drop these weapons. So now we get a random weapon with a random weight of a random rarity, and we get a random amount of it per loot box. Of course, from the visuals, we must add some more VFX stuff like that. But now we have the weapon stuff. Oh, I think this is all over the place right now. Or it's not all over the place, I think. I think we have to add some kind of some kind of offset here, something like new vector 3, and then we already have the random dot range, and there we go, something minus 5.0, and and then this is a 0. And here we go again with this Now we should check if this is working. And if this is working, I'm pretty happy. Oh, this. Yeah, it could work. Yeah. So let's see if I made a mistake here of is this working right off the bat. Let's see. It is working. Nice. So it's working. We get different weapons with each time. Of course, the positioning and the not beautiful look of this is there. But this is working, and now with this approach we can take it to the next level. So, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. And if you do not want to miss any updates on this 1 month game dev challenge or on my game Azaryia, which is my main project I'm doing devlogs about on this YouTube channel, then please hit the subscribe button and we will see us in the next video. Bye bye.